Brothers and sisters and friends, this afternoon we want to talk about the ballot or the bullet. The ballot or the bullet explains itself. We have a fight that's common to all of us. We suffer political oppression, economic exploitation, and social degradation. Today it's time to stop singing and start swinging.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning.
Hey.
First Sky Omaha in the morning.
In the morning.
Hey, how y'all doing this morning? My name is Paul B. He's Buddy to God.
Hey, it's Friday.
And it is Friday, April 4th.
Yeah.
A couple of fours in there. I like that. 4/4,
Yeah.
2025.
Okay.
Yep. Welcome. Appreciate everybody getting up early this morning with us for a fresh edition of First Sky Omaha. It's happening right now. Right now. Everything that's happening is happening right now.
Man.
And that's what it's all about. Once upon a time called now, like George Clinton says.
Man. Is there any other time?
There's no other time. Mama God is first in the chat saying good morning. Appreciate you. Good morning. You're trying to wake up here a little bit. Come on, wake up, Paul.
Come on, drunk ship, kick in.
RG said, come on with it First Sky Friday. Yeah, man.
Hey.
Gotta get busy. What's going on, brother? Michelle Moreno gives us a good morning as well. Good morning to you. Appreciate you. Sean McCarthy says, morning, everyone.
Hey.
Yeah, man. It is a pretty decent morning. Pretty decent morning indeed for at least me. I'm doing all right this morning. I could have used a couple more winks, but I'm feeling good.
Yeah.
It's Friday. We got lots to discuss, lots to go over, lots to talk about. Hyped about art right now.
Man, can we talk about art?
Feeling good about art, music, expression, all the good stuff, man. And participation, man. This conversation and participation, which is what this is all about. If you're just joining us for the first time, this is more than just a news show. Yeah, first of all, welcome. Yep. More than just a news show. It's a show that we actually take some of the issues, discuss them with the community, really have grown a nice family of folks to speak on these things with that all have the same goal of just kind of upbuilding certain communities in Omaha. That's what it's all about for us. So we definitely need to approach these things that way. And I appreciate everybody that comes in that does that. I see Brother Kasim in the chat saying peace. Good morning to you, bro. Appreciate
peace. Yeah, appreciate that.
Say again.
Just wanted to give him some flowers and that conversation you had with Precious. Check that out, man. Appreciate that conversation. Yeah, we got to keep it going.
Keep it going, brother. Brother Marlon Harrison says, good morning, First Sky fam. Brother Harrison, I appreciate your what you dropped in Friends of First Sky Omaha about black men going to college.
Yeah.
Very interesting deal.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to dig into that. We might have to bring that up a little later on.
Most def. Heather Williams says, good morning, everyone. Good morning. RG says, but are you hyped about tariffs?
But are you hyped about tariffs?
Listen, man. Tariffs is another T word that's close to Trump. I'm trying not to say that first thing in the morning. Trying not to use the T words. Before we get going, how you doing over here today, buddy? How you feeling?
Man, I was all right till he said tariffs. Man, I'm trying to keep the Trump madness, out of my mind today.
I ain't got no money to buy nothing anyway, so I got a tear from my account right now.
That part.
Yeah.
But I'm feeling good, man. Definitely looking forward to today's conversation. Just looking forward to life.
Yeah, with that, it is Friday, and for those of you who know, we kind of leave it a little bit more loose on Fridays because it's all about the love supreme. We're a couple of artists,
man,
that are have stopped to have some serious conversations about our way of life. But for the most part, and you can't just do art, put your head in the sand, do art, and not take care of what's going on around us as far as how we are governed by local government in particular. So I wish that I could have got on this morning and said we know who's going to be running against Ben Gray in District 2. Still can't do that. Still ballots to be counted. Still a lot of, as a matter of fact, they'll be counting until next week from what I understand this morning. Yeah. So we still don't really know, and the race is really, really super close. So we'll talk a little bit about that, but won't spend too much time on it because we definitely got some other things looming here in the conversation today, and really appreciate everybody who joined us and put stuff in Friends of First Sky Omaha to talk about it.
Thank you.
Thank you. So not really too many community updates. That's not
Okay.
a part of what it is we're already going to talk about today. So we'll definitely do that. I'll definitely reiterate that you got to go see this exhibit.
Man.
Field of Lilies is happening until April 19th, so it's coming up. There's only a couple more weekends. It looks like that you can even come see this, and they are already sad that it's going to be coming down on the 19th over there at the Union for Contemporary Art. They're already like feeling like, man, we wish we can extend this because serious work, a lot of important work there. And especially, man, it blows me away. Young local artists really killing the game on a level that's an international level. I one of the things that I've done in my travels is decided I was going to hit all the major museums in every country I was ever visiting or living in.
Mm.
And I feel like I developed a really good eye to see about, what an international artist really looks like in an international looking setting, which first of all, we have on 24th and Lake is the Union for Contemporary Art is an international looking setting for international looking art.
Man.
And for somebody who is a local person with this kind of talent is something to see. Please go check out this exhibit. It's going to run through April 19th. So there's only a little bit more time to go see that, but I highly encourage you to do that. Please go check it out. We also got to reiterate that there's a couple people that are still missing. Acacia Lopez is missing. This is one that I got from the Winnebago tribe page. And she was last seen 3/26/2025. If you have any information, call Omaha PD 402-444-4600. Shout out to the tribes that are putting these out, man. Omaha tribe put out a missing person for with this lady as well, Celia Lemire. This one came from the Omaha tribe. Also call Omaha PD if you see her. She's been missing for a little while longer, since March 13th, 2025. 18 years old. And Sister Lopez is 14 years old. So we have some very young teenage girls missing, and we don't see this on our news every day. So we want to put it up as much as we can here. And unfortunately, that's got to be part of our community news here in order for us to kind of get through it.
Man.
Appreciate that. I'll leave you with one more. We also are still trying to raise money for Ida Vital. As you can see, they're still a little bit away from their goal, but they've been doing pretty well. Not only have they been raising money here with this GoFundMe, but they also been raising money through sales. So shout out to everybody that goes there and buys their juices
Man.
and frequents the business. The young lady who's running this is working really hard to try to keep the space over there on Cass Street, which everybody who goes to Cass Street feels like it's a very great spot to do it. You can, especially if you go to that Genesis gym right there. You get done with the gym, go get you a juice, get down. But
Man.
she also has a spot over there on 24th Street that she struggles to keep open as well. But it's doing a good job. It's not so much struggling, but working really hard and whole lot of hours. So
Right.
just want to put that back in everybody's zeitgeist as well. I'll go ahead and put that link in the chat if you have not donated, or if you have donated, donate again. Please help us out to raise some money for the young lady.
Man.
Yep. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and come on out of here. Pop says we cannot proceed without hearing you do the Leg Easter Friday greeting. Did I miss that?
No, she ain't came in yet. We ain't caught our yippies yet.
Oh man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, I didn't think I missed that, man. Appreciate it. Black Dynamite in the chat saying good morning, y'all. Maggie Miller Jenkins says good morning. Appreciate you. Rhea Vincent is in the chat saying good morning. Good morning to
Hey.
you. Wanda Lewis saying good morning. Hello. As Miller Jenkins says, this week I've been concerned about this. Tariffs starting, y'all with the T word this morning. I'll tell you what. Tariffs starting Saturday, the defunding of libraries, schools, disability services, and forestry. Potential war from breaking treaty with Mexico over water. You be worried. I hear that, though. I hear that. This is what we're here for. We got to talk about the things that are happening around us that are very, very important. And I appreciate you, Maggie Miller Jenkins, for bringing that up. Sue Kessler Hagan is also saying, good morning, y'all. Packing for vacation with the daughter and grandson today. Don't be jealous. We're just going to Wisconsin Dells, but the important part is going. I heard that.
Hey. Okay.
Heard that.
Man.
Get out of town if you can.
Man. Wisconsin Dells, ain't that a water park? Ain't that a
Wisconsin Dells? I don't know. Sound funner than my weekend gonna be. Whatever it is.
Yeah. Safe travels. Have a good time with the grands.
Yeah. other people traveling. As a matter of fact, I meant to tell you this earlier, buddy. Kimra just put on her post that she's traveling to Atlanta too. So you might have
Yeah,
some heads out there to check in with. I
yeah,
said,
yeah,
don't go to Atlanta. Don't check in with Buddy when you get there. You know,
yeah. Let's go get some chicken and waffles.
that's what it is. Appreciate everybody coming on in. Celeste Butler saying one love, fam. Hey,
Hey,
good morning. Good morning. Appreciate you coming in this morning as well. And with that, I'm gonna go ahead and throw it over to you, buddy. What are we gonna be talking about today? We got a few. I'm anxious for today's conversations. What's happening?
yeah. We got a few things coming in. Actually, I'm glad to see Sister Celeste Butler checking in because we're gonna be talking about some art today. So,
Hey,
yeah. Definitely, shout out to that sister. Very, very talented artist in her own right. So yeah. Again, a lot of things to talk about, kind of covering a few spectrums, if you will. Still, dipping our toe in that political pool, seeing what's going on out there. But as Paul mentioned, we are still waiting on some more results to come in. So we'll kind of give you the update as much as we can here in a second. But definitely looking at election results, especially in District 2. Very, very tight race. So of course, we know Brother Ben Gray is going to make it through, but still some question marks in the air. So yeah, we'll be diving into that. Also, a big shout out to Senator Terrell McKinney. Again, if you remember, Monday coming up, next Monday, check it out. Our Senator Cipher is coming, so definitely look out for that. Big shout outs to Senator Terrell McKinney and Ashley Spivey. Put some respect on their names, but especially my brother, Senator Terrell McKinney, who had a win in the form of his LB-48, kind of making it, I say kind of because it was stricken down, but it was revived later on. So we'll dive into exactly what that bill entails and what the future looks like for that bill. So big shout out to Senator Terrell McKinney putting it down, representing. And speaking of representation, that's kind of the meat and potatoes of the conversation I want to have today. Of course, we're still talking about the union. And there's some representation all through this conversation as far as individuals looking for representation. Also, what this organization as a whole represents, especially where it is right on the corner of the Deuce and a quarter, man. Very, very important plot of land, if you will, in our community. So we'll definitely be talking about that. Yeah, man. That is the place and the space. Yeah, man. So we'll be talking about that, some updates with the whole union situation and what the future holds, man. Very actually excited about the future of the union. And getting back to arts, that's kind of, again, central to what it is that we are all about here on First Sky Omaha. And of course, we've been going through this civic lesson over the last 4 or so years. And we'll continue pushing that, but very excited to be getting back into the arts, creating some things ourselves, assisting others in creating some things. And yeah, very excited about that. So we talk about that. Of course, if we're not seeing your chats, if you are in the chat and there's some things you feel like we should be talking about and we aren't seeing them, I do acknowledge Pops in the chat says that she was first talking about Sister Leia Keister. So yeah, if we're not, he says I see her here. So again, if we're not seeing your comment, it's kind of a tech thing, if some comments aren't coming through, we apologize and try to work on that. But yeah, feel free to join the conversation. Let your mind be free. Let your voice be heard. And of course, if there's anything we're not talking about, if y'all want to mention the tariffs, I'll let y'all get off a little bit, man. But we're not going to dive too much into that. But in the meantime, between time, Paul B.
Yo.
What's up? What's good? Did I forget anything?
No. That's it, man. That's gonna be the topic here. I really appreciate that. Amy H. in the chat is saying good morning. Appreciate you very much for coming on through too. And just very good. I like I said, I just want to reiterate, we only got a few more weeks left to go check out this exhibit. I'm losing all my graphics and stuff. Nope, that's my boy. I did that twice already now. Here we go. Field of Lilies is still in the Union for Contemporary Art. If you don't know where that's at, what's wrong with you? First of all, it's the most important black corner in Nebraska. 24th and Lake, the Deuce and a quarter. You want to get real technical. It's running until April 19th. So I highly encourage you guys to come and see it. Very, very special show. And Lily Stennis Vincent is one of my favorite artists right now, just because of what I'm witnessing over there with this art. And also local too, man, which is really, really a great thing too, man. This is a local sister that's putting this on, and definitely check it out. Give it a shot, give it a chance. And it's also Friday. We usually have some haps stuff that's going on this weekend. If you have any haps, let us know. Put that in the chat and put that in Friends of First Sky Omaha too, so we can see what's going on. Man, we did. He said Leia was here at 6:50. I'm sorry, Leia, if we missed it.
Man.
If you're still here, throw it in so we can get the yippee going. We appreciate you.
Yeah, we appreciate the brain exercise, kind of gets the blood going.
That's right. I'm actually mentioning that in the newsletter today, as a matter of fact. So if you're looking for your name in the newsletter, weekly wrap is going down, and that's going to be dropping today at 4:00. So get ready for that. We appreciate everybody that's already joined, but if you have not, please do that, man. Let's fight the algorithm and have some conversation via your email, your inbox, so that we can kind of make sure that we can see everybody and talk to everybody without having the social media accounts doing through all the hoops that we got to go through with these cats. I guess X now has been sold to XAI. Elon Musk is selling social media companies to himself.
Yeah, man.
Now the bots are going to be looking at if you're on X, then now get ready for AI to be studying everything you say.
If it hasn't already.
If it hasn't, yeah, exactly. So one way that we get around a lot of this stuff is have some real kind of one-on-one, close, honest conversations with the community through email. That's what we're trying to set up so that we can get right to you, can get right to us. So always respond, firstskyOmaha@gmail.com. Really appreciate everybody that sends us messages through there as well. And we'll keep on bouncing around to these social media platforms until we have to slide off of them. I know some of you have already done that. We're going to try to stick with YouTube as much as we can. So please like and subscribe over at YouTube. And just like how Ariel's 402 is saying, have a blessed weekend, everyone. We might as well go ahead and say that now, even though it's not the end of the show. Just have a good weekend, whatever you do, for sure.
For sure. And just want to throw in the Discord part on that. Like, Discord is still a plan of ours. I know a few people have mentioned that. And I'm seeing more and more organizations and groups kind of go towards Discord. So just keep that in mind. Look into that if you haven't already. And a big shout out. Also, I did want to put out on the weekly wrap tip. We kind of changed up the format for those who are subscribed to it. So just let us know. Are you feeling the new format? What you think about it? Yeah, let us know. Help us help you.
Please do. Let's take a quick break and we'll come right back and jump into the conversation. Happy Friday, y'all. It's going down. First Sky Omaha in the morning. I'll be buddy to God. Be right back, y'all.
Lead poisoning in children under 7 is scary, but it's also 100% preventable. Not only can lead be found in paint and soil, it can be found in many common spices, certain baby foods, and brought home from job sites. Children with lead poisoning might not show any symptoms until their levels are dangerously high. So ask your healthcare provider for a lead test for your child. You can help prevent lead poisoning in children. Brought to you by Douglas County Health.
Right on. Shout out to the Douglas County Health Department. Welcome back.
Hey.
Welcome back. You're listening to First Sky Omaha in the morning.
Not
just listening, you're watching and participating. Shout out to the chat chimers, man. Shout out to the ghost listeners. And shout out to the monitoring spirits.
Yeah, we see you.
Ones that will never admit they watch the show, but we get the reports. We got the reports and the receipts.
There you go.
Speaking of reports and receipts, let's jump into the first part of the conversation.
Hey, there you go. Segue game. Yeah.
I'm learning my segue game from Buddy.
Yeah, man.
Master reporter.
You gotta keep it flowing. You gotta keep it going. But yeah, man, definitely want to jump into it. I will say, I'm glad you played. We're still pushing the line on this lead situation. Get tested, get your babies tested. And I do want to give a shout out to the candidates, man. As we were doing those candidate videos I'm glad a lot of people recognize the connection between, the environment, lead particularly, and some of the behavioral things, especially in our youth. We'll be getting into that here in a second. Shout out to Mama God talking about LB 382, which kind of deals with the Meals on Wheels, but it's been tied to some other things, especially talking about our families and supporting and this whole youth juvenile justice situation. So we'll be getting into that here in a second. But before that, just want to give an update on, again, speaking of the candidates, the election. Hopefully we'll get some municipal individuals in this level to help with this fight, to help again redirect what's going on with youth justice, public safety, among other things. But public safety has definitely been one of the heavy conversations. A few candidates actually recognizing that as their top priority. So definitely, again, still paying attention to what happens in the municipal race, local elections, of course, impacting us most directly. So yeah, very, very, I'm not gonna say concerning, but pay close attention to what's going on in D2, a very, very close race. Again, official results are not out yet, but as you see on your screen, that second spot, man, very, very tight. But I believe, if my math is mathing a little bit, about a 60 vote margin between 3 and 5, or 3 and 4. Lavanya Goodwin, Juanita Johnson, and Maurice Jones, actually 2 and 4, excuse me. But yeah, again, very, very close for that second spot. As of right now, there are still today, some ballots, provisional ballots and early ballots are being counted. I believe over 500 provisional ballots still being counted, or early ballots still being counted, and about 44 provisional ballots are expected to be counted by next week. So we're still, waiting on the official results for District 2, but we do know that Brother Ben Gray will be advancing to the next round. Just a question of whether or not or who he will be going against. Again, if you haven't been able to check out, our interviews with the candidates in its entirety, please go check them out. Each interview is about 30 to 40 minutes. But yeah, please, if you have the time, go sit down, check out what these candidates have to say, especially as we prepare for the general election coming up. Again, there's still one more round of votes to give. But again, all 4 of the possible candidates, being Ben Gray, Juanita Johnson, Sister Lavanya Goodwin, and Brother Maurice Jones. I think Juanita Johnson is the only one we didn't speak to. And I think we're still in conversations, Paul. Is that
still in conversations? Yeah, we still have more interviews to go. So be looking over at YouTube, our YouTube channel. We have a whole playlist over there, the Get to Know the Candidates playlist. And so definitely go there and check it out. It's interesting to hear, even for the people that aren't on that aren't going to run or aren't on the list, they're still probably going to be very active with the other candidates. If they don't win. And so it's really still interesting to hear what these folks have to say, the younger folks, the older folks, everybody in between, and really kind of get some insights on what some of the issues are. So definitely go over there and look. We have more interviews coming. And now that the generals are coming up, we have more interviews coming, and not just District 2, but all the districts.
Yeah.
But we pretty well want to focus on District 2 first, because it was such a heavy primary election run here. We have 9 candidates, and so we needed to kind of get through them and be able to talk to everybody and be able to get to know what's happening there, because that was going to be that's the most important race in the city. Everybody's looking at District 2 like, wow, what's going to happen here. So we wanted to knock that out first and give you guys an opportunity to get to know them. Shout out to everybody that came to the page and checked it out. Shout out to Flatwater Free Press and all the other people that have been spreading it around. And please, go over there and check it out, like and subscribe on the YouTube channel, and be looking out for more candidates coming soon.
Man, and I want to echo and reiterate and double down on something that you said, as far as, y'all hearing that?
Yeah, it went away.
That was weird. But yeah, again, double down on what you're saying, as far as hopefully the candidates will work together. As I mentioned, again, a lot of good ideas from each candidate. Like, everybody had moments and ideas. I'm like, yeah, let me jot that down and try to remember that. And, hopefully whoever wins the D2 seat, we'll do the same. Hopefully there's some collaboration, because again, it's heavy on we're not outnumbered. We're out organized, man. And again, it's the best ideas. It's not about the best person. Again, who has the ideas to effectuate change? So let's make that happen. And I'm liking what I'm seeing on the mayoral side. Again, kind of some of that energy. A lot of people coming together to step behind brother John Ewing, which again it's Ewing and Stothard. That race is not, it's very very clear cut right now. What the general is looking like on the mayoral side, and do you want more of Mean Gene or something new? Something new.
Well, I think it's interesting that race is even happening. People are kind of were really expecting McDonald to be the person that was going to run against Gene Stothard. So it's a little bit of a shock and a surprise to a lot of people that Brother Ewing got in there, and a lot of people are seeing it as an opportunity now and really trying to rally behind him. So I think that's the super interesting part of this story here. That he's in the running, and this if he wins, he'd be the first black mayor in Nebraska to
Yeah.
come on through. So you know what I mean. So very interesting story indeed, and it's happening too. I know we were entrenched in District 2 races, but that mayoral race kind of snuck up on us. Like, wow, okay, I'm seeing everybody kind of speak up now and be like, let's rally behind him.
Yeah, man. I mean, even like Brother Kasim, who at times have been, completely outside of the politics. Like, I ain't want to deal with it. But even he's chiming up. So again, if you haven't seen the conversation between he and Sister Precious McKesson, definitely check that out. Very interesting conversation, especially for those who are, kind of on the fence of whether or not, they want to get involved in the electoral politics, if they, if it has an impact on their day-to-day life, and looking at the voting numbers, the outturn or the turnout, there's a lot of people who feel like that.
Man, bro, man, this is why I'm encouraged by Brother Kasim being involved, because that's what I'm thinking about as well. It's like our numbers, man, were atrocious as far as people coming out. I know it's the primaries, but when you see those numbers and you think about how many people are in the areas that are going to be governed over by these folks, I just can't. It baffles my mind that we have less than 2,000. You know what I'm saying? Like, how many people are coming out? It's such a small amount of people coming out to vote for this. I just don't get it. I don't get it. I really don't get it. There's something needs to happen there, because I'm seeing a real problem. These are people that are going to be voting on what goes on in your everyday life, you and your kids, on a regular basis, weekly basis. They'll be voting on stuff that affects you directly. I don't get it. I don't get why we wouldn't come out. I don't get it. It's a problem all over the state. It's not just North Omaha, but North Omaha numbers are really low. So
yeah. I think according to Sister Lavanya Goodwin, she said about 77,000 people, just people in general, in District 2. Again, Brother Ben Gray mentioned about 35, so about half of that is registered to vote. And about half of that actually went out to vote. Less than half to that. Like, man, 30, maybe 20% of those registered to vote. So, yeah, very, very interesting situation. And
like Wanda Lewis says, the blue dot is on the line.
Yeah. That, looking at the state level, that is a real concern. That is a real concern as far as, again, efforts to erase the blue dot. But I'm not sure, because we do see people turn out for the presidential election. But yeah, local races, I don't know. Is it?
I think the numbers blow all the way around for our community, though, for real.
Yeah. I am thinking of why that is, and without getting too deep into it, maybe it's like voter. I wouldn't even say voter exhaustion, because people just ain't coming out to vote at all. Like, it'd be one thing if they showed out to every vote and maybe took an election off. Like, okay, I understand you're getting tired of going to the polls all the time, but we don't go at all. So yeah, scratch that thought. Man. But, yeah, again, big shout out to Brother Kasim and Sister Precious for having that conversation.
Well, it's Dev. Before we move on, I see Carolyn Jack in the chat saying good morning to you. Also, Marianne Williams came in and said happy Friday. Appreciate you posting things in Friends of First Sky Omaha. Some of the stuff we were talking about, the bill with Terrell McKinney and everything else that you posted. Appreciate you. Man, he fresh is in the chat. Good morning. He says, do you need a stamp if you put your green card in the ballot box? I never received my ballot. Shake my head, man. Yeah, I'm not really sure about that, bro. We got to call the election office to find out answer to that question there. I'm not really sure what happened there. I'm hoping that you work that out before the generals for sure. But yeah, go ahead.
I can't see you needing a stamp for your ballot, because wouldn't that kind of be like a ballot tax a little bit? Like you got to pay for stamps. Like
That's what I'm saying. I'm not sure. That's why I'm
yeah,
saying. Please call the election office and find out for sure, because I wouldn't want to tell you something and be off.
yeah,
Real for
1000.
real. Also, RG said, Buddy had a tidal wave in the mic.
Yeah.
When Easter gives us a good morning. Good morning. Lex Joanne Jonay gives us a go Ewing. What's happening?
Yeah.
Appreciate you.
What's up, cuz?
RG says, get streetcar Sally up out the paint. That's his favorite.
Man, hey, you got a chance, man. Got a chance.
Brother Ewing. Malik Rogers in the chat. Viewership numbers of those videos are kind of reflective of voter turnout for primaries. Are people getting info elsewhere or just not interested? Yeah, still spreading that around. Yeah, but yeah, you're right. It's kind of a reflection of how many people came out to vote. Is what people are checking out. So long videos. Got to kind of sit there and watch through it. And really, if you are passionate about the issues, then you'll listen to what everybody has to say on those videos. But yes, voter guides from Flatwater Free Press are out. What is the what's the other voter guide? The big voter guide is
The League of Women Voters.
League of Women Voters voter guide is out, right? There's a lot. All the news outlets have been kind of doing a little bit of stories here and there and so on, but for the most part, I don't think you're going to be able to get a deep dive understanding of what each candidate does unless you go and check out our videos. But hey, man, we're talking about politics in general. How many people are interested in politics? That's kind of the point.
Right.
Brother Kasim was bringing that up. Like he hadn't always been interested in politics. He is now. He's ready to mobilize now, but he's just getting into it because for the most part, we feel disenfranchised in our community about what pool we can have when it comes to politics and moves being made in that direction. They make politics seem so slimy. Who want to be a part of it in the first place?
Man.
You know what I mean?
And I'm glad you mentioned that, because that brings me right back around to the word that I feel like, for those of you who have been watching, it just kind of organically happens where in this show a word seems to encapsulate and kind of, characterize the whole show. And I think representation is kind of that word for today. You know what I mean? Because that's a big part of it. That's a big part of it as far as representation. And have we always felt represented by our elected officials, even when they look like us? Unfortunately, no. You know what I mean? And the whole point of them looking like us is an even bigger issue. You know what I mean? As far as talking about the first black mayor, it's 2025, man. You mean to tell me we haven't had qualified black candidates in Omaha?
I know personally we've had qualified black candidates. People in my family ran back in the 80s.
Come on, man. So I understand it. But we need to get active. We need representation, and we need somebody who represents our efforts.
All of us.
Right. So again, we need to get involved in this, and not getting involved, you're gonna get more of the same that you've been getting. So you can't really complain. But representation is huge, and we're about 30 minutes into this thing. So I did want to pivot to our state representative. Shout out to Senator Terrell McKinney at the state level, who's definitely doing a great job at representing, definitely doing a great job at being that image. You know what I mean? Like there's a power. Look at that picture. There's a power, man. Look at that brother face. He ain't playing with y'all.
It's a black man standing there. He ain't playing. On business. This is what standing on business look like,
man. And it's a beautiful image. Like it's a beautiful image to see a young brother in a place like that, in a place of power, surrounded by those who he knows look down upon him, and not backing down.
Word.
Beyond the political representation, just the imagery of that is inspiring. And then to go into what he's standing on, what he's representing, big shout out to Senator Terrell McKinney, who again received I'll call it a victory. It was kind of wonky how he got it, but he got it. Big shout out to Senator Terrell McKinney for again finding a way. And I'll give a shout out also to the allies who definitely stepped up in this. Again, we're talking about LB-48, which is going on to the next round of debate, but not as LB-48. It was actually in its original form shot down. This coming out of the Nebraska Examiner. Big shout out to Cindy Gonzalez, always doing the good work. But again, Senator McKinney pushing LB 48, which is actually his priority bill, which calls for around-the-clock family resource and juvenile assessment center pilot program. The goal is 2 sites. So again, to create 2 campuses, locations that address family dynamics, mental health, substance abuse, and educational challenges contributing to juvenile delinquency. Again, trying to get ahead of the thing rather than throwing 12-year-olds in prison. Again, the effort would, quote unquote, integrate culturally relevant services delivered by and for the community served, which again is a big issue when we're talking about the industrial nonprofit complex. And again, just so many organizations coming into the community and essentially pimping poverty. Let's just call it what it is. But unfortunately, this LB 48 was shot down on the 22-14 vote. But again, big shout out to the likes of Senator Michaela Cavanaugh, and also John Kavanaugh, who spoke up and was able to revive there we go the bill and get it and integrated into LB 382, which is a bill from Senator Glenn Meyer of Pender, Nebraska. And that's something that Mama God was alluding to earlier. Again, his bill is calling for $4 million over the 2 years from Medicaid. So pulling money from Medicaid to keep activities and services afloat, like, as Mama God mentioned, Meals on Wheels and other services designated for those aging. So again, our elder brothers and sisters are kind of feeling the impact of these Trump policies as well. But again, big shout out to all the senators who spoke up on the behalf of Senator McKinney. Actually, Senator Kavanaugh even calling it out for what it is. She says, I don't know if it's black or if it's because he's black or Democrat, but imploring certain colleagues need to have a freaking backbone. So again, very interesting why some of these senators were opposing some of this situation. Of course, the money. Some people saying the money, although they're finding money, $600 million for lakes out, in between Omaha and Lincoln, and 400 million for a new prison. But Lord forbid, $1 million a year to help families out. Oh gosh, that's asking for too much, man.
Take care of families.
Man, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So again, big shout out to those who stepped up, and this will be going to the next phase of debate. And let's keep an eye on this situation. Before I open it up to conversation, I will say there was one opposition that did kind of make me feel like she got a point. Somebody did mention as far as what are the nonprofits in the community doing, which I feel like is a fair argument. Somebody called actually for an audit. Senator Kathleen Koff of Omaha, who was another opponent, said she preferred to see a comprehensive assessment of all Omaha area programs available for at-risk youth. She views the McKinney-backed Family Resource and Juvenile Assessment Pilot Program as unnecessary bureaucracy. And I disagree with that, but I definitely agree that it's a fair question to ask what these nonprofits are doing.
Big time. Appreciate that update on that, and as well appreciate brother Senator McKinney and everything that he's been doing out there. Also, Senator Ashley Spivey, put some respect on their names. Lots to talk about when they come on for Senator Cypher next Monday. This is what's happening after the weekend. We can have questions for them and ask them directly about what's going on here and what else we can do to help. I see Tony. Let me see if I saw a comment. Tony Johnson in the chat says, "Big shout out to Senator McKinney. I know that he would love to see more of us driving to Lincoln to support him. Visual representation carries weight."
Yeah, man.
Totally agree with that. Maybe brother Johnson, maybe you can get a carpool together and get some folks up. Help get some folks up. Appreciate that. Yeah. Yes, it's going down. So this is still season 2B. It is the ballot of the bullet. We are in the legislative session as well. That's also part of the politics that's going on here. And there's still fights going on. We've learned from the previous seasons that it does take us to go up and represent. It does take us to write letters and back our senators for the things that they're working hard for us on, and also help them oppose some of the things that are working against us. So we got to keep that in mind, and that's why we have kept the Senator Cypher continuing, so we can keep talking to them and gain some more understanding about what's going on in the legislature and all that good stuff as well. So appreciate everybody that has been following along with that, and let us know if you learned anything from the Senator Cyphers, from any of the kind of civics portions of our show if you've learned anything about the legislature, our unicameral in particular, if you learned anything about the process, if you've put boots to the roots and helped with any of these bills or helped oppose bills, let us know. Love to hear some testimonies on that, to see if we're making an impact by talking about some of these things and bringing these things up. If you've learned anything, I know I've personally learned a lot
Yeah,
since
man.
we started talking about all of
Man,
this. So,
man.
in a big way. So I would love to hear from you if you have as well, and I appreciate that very much. Mama Guy in the chat says, "Sad we still opt to sort this out. The country is trying to strip us from our existence and contributions. What more do you need to engage? They are not tired of at opposing us."
Nope.
You're
Nope.
right. You're right. Appreciate that. Marianne Williams in the chat says, then Senator Coth should propose that bill, but she won't. She is perfectly happy with the prison industrial system having a steady stream of slave labor.
Oh yeah.
I feel like you can probably say that about a few folks that are sitting over there. So this is really the reason
Yeah.
why we got to get out and really oppose and really work on that.
Yeah.
It is 7:40 right now, already coming down to the last 20 minutes of the show. So I'm going to go
Yeah.
ahead and take a quick break and smell the coffee beans and come back and talk about some things that we're excited to talk about.
Big
Some
time.
news coming up about the Union for Contemporary Art that you guys have been waiting for. And we'll definitely be talking about that when we get back. So stay tuned. Again, you're listening to First Sky Omaha in the morning.
In the morning.
My name is Paul B. He's
Hey.
buddy to God. We'll be right back, y'all. Stay tuned. Welcome back. First Sky Omaha in the morning.
In the morning.
Paul B, buddy to God.
Yeah, man.
Man, all of
Still
you
here.
chat chambers, ghost listeners, still here.
Yeah,
And
man.
appreciate that very much. We're going to be jumping into some things that have to do with this.
Yeah, man.
Bill the Lilies, man, we got to speak on it. It's April 19th is the last day of this exhibit. So you got a little bit of time left to go check this out if you have not already, or go back twice, man. There's enough there for you to study.
Hey, so
back
nice
and
to
see
do it
again.
twice.
So nice, you got to do it twice. Lily Stennis Vinson is the artist. She's a local artist as well, doing some international acclaimed kind of, the kind of work that she's doing. You will see all over the world because she's
Yeah,
that
man.
kind of artist, man. And I'm really glad that I learned a lot about her. But definitely go. More details, you can always go to Union for Contemporary Art. That's u-ca.org and check it out. But yeah, this sister getting down.
Man,
Powerful,
Man.
making it happen.
it's a nice dress.
Making it happen. Yeah, man. She know what she's doing.
There you
She
go.
knows what she's doing. As a matter of fact, on that March 14th, the opening reception that happened on March 14th, it went down. People turned out, came through, and we highly encourage more folks. Man, we've seen everybody in this picture. Look, Terry Sanders up there looking like she is stepping right off the runway from New York Fashion Week.
Man, I do like that jacket.
Yeah, it's dope. Super dope. Style.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. So they it was a good turnout, and I heard that the next week was a good turnout too. That weekend that happened after that was a great turnout. And again, just like any exhibit, the numbers start dying down, but then they start picking back up towards the end because we know it's leaving soon. So
Mhm.
March 14th will be the day that it does.
Or April 19th.
I mean, sorry, April 19th is the day that it does. So you definitely have to go check that out beforehand too, man. Let's all get together maybe on a Saturday or something like that when people are not working and go check it out at Union for Contemporary Art. With that, buddy, let's jump into the subject because we got
Yeah, man. Yeah. I mean, it's you kind of laid it out. Thank you for setting that up. That exhibit is kind of not necessarily par for the course, but it's inspiring what I'm going for, as far as the representation of today, not just in political positions and in offices and things like that, but representation across the board. Art is a great form of representation, especially on the Deuce. When I think of the Union of Contemporary Arts, I'm thinking of, where else can we see Black faces, represented in such a like you said, on an international level, and such a actually big shout out. I'm just thinking of a comment from, man, rest in peace to Virgil Abloh, and his whole theory about art and how art is viewed based on the environment. And you can take a smashed up can out of a trash can and it might look like trash, but if you put that in a gallery, some people start to pay to come see it. And, so again, seeing those kind of Black, can you actually pull that flyer back up?
Mm-hmm.
Man, you see those big lips on those, you see those features?
Man.
Hasn't always been viewed as beautiful, hasn't always been viewed as art, the imagery of that. So big shout out. And on a grander scheme, that's what the Union is representing for us, which is why we're so heavy on what's going on and investing ourselves in what's going on in the Union, and kind of urging you to do the same, man. So big shout out to the new director at the Union, Lakeisha Green. She came on to the show, and we're actually in talks on her coming back. Again, there's been some controversy in her early days as the new director of the Union, and we do have some updates on that situation, of course.
Before we get to the controversy, I want to do the announcement, the big announcement that just happened, that came out of the Union, which is the positive part, which is the part that a lot of folks are very happy about, and that's that Denise Chapman is back.
Man, yeah, don't let me step on the lead.
Don't step on the lead. Denise Chapman is back in the building. A lot of people felt that it was unfair that she was fired in the first place. Nobody really understood why. She was very quiet about why she was let go. And of course the leadership that was at the Union really can't speak on why somebody's fired, in public. So we really didn't get the whole story. But I can tell you this: I was working at the Benson Theater at the time, and the theater world was in an uproar when she got let go, and people wanted some answers, and the whole community came out and was like, "You gonna have to tell us why that happened. That's not what's up." Super talented sister, super loved in the community. And for her to be doing the work that she was doing there, and then not, unfortunately, we didn't get the story. Now, I don't want to jump to any conclusions about anything. Like I said, Sister Chapman didn't really speak on this publicly, and neither did the leadership from the Union at the time. But a lot of people in the community feel like this is a wrong that was righted recently with Miss Lakeisha Green hiring her as the new producing artistic director.
Mm-hmm.
Denise Chapman is back in the building. A lot of people feel like that's the way it ought to be. The theater over there, which is called the Shirley Tyree Theater, dedicated to Shirley Tyree, the Tyree family here. Shirley Tyree, who's been a powerhouse in the world of theater in North Omaha in a big way. That's going to be her domain. That's where Denise is going to be doing some producing, some directing, putting shows together. We've been doing interviews in that space, and really feel like, man, this space needs to be activated again for real. Big time. So this is a move to that. One of the reasons why it's been kind of dark for a while is they haven't had people over there at the Union to be able to really put some programming in there. So there's a lot to this announcement. I'm sure a lot of people have a lot to say about this. This is kind of going around. They announced this the other day, and we will have Denise Chapman and Lakeisha Green on the show on the 11th, next Friday. We're going to have them on to speak about what's happening, what's going forward here with the Union. What are they going to do? What's the reason why they're coming back and teaming up and doing the thing? So lots to talk about there. And like I said, if you have any comments about it, put it in the chat, put it in Friends of First Sky Omaha. We've already seen some feedback on these announcements already. This is the big announcement. Along with this big announcement of Denise Chapman coming back, has been people asking about what has come of the other issues that's been going on over there, what's happened in the past. I've been over there trying to really kind of talk a little bit, find out myself, really what's been going on with the situation. And everybody at the Union for Contemporary Art is really about handling business and moving forward, and doing what we can do. Ultimately, everybody just wants us to say the Union for Contemporary Art is a very important institution. It's on the most important corner in Black Nebraska,
yeah,
on
man.
24th and Lake, and there's such an opportunity for young artists to do their thing, to really come through and do their thing, like really come through and lay this kind of stuff on us.
Man, look at that.
Really
And
come through. Go ahead.
You're right. It's just the level of that art. Like just looking at that, like it reminds me of stuff that I've seen down here in Atlanta, bigger markets, but the Atlanta Museum of High Art, man, she could definitely fit in that. And you know what I'm saying? Get down.
Yeah. Not to mention there's such an opportunity for our kids. We always start talking about the kids and getting the kids stuff to do. Why isn't there more kids over there? There's a lot of kids there there's kids that are going there and taking classes and doing things, and we don't even be knowing about it half the time.
Man,
That's the crazy part. So we could open this up even more to the community to be part of this as well. So let's button on the chat saying congratulations, Denise Chapman. Yeah, that's what's up. That's what's really up. Appreciate that very much. So that's the big announcement. And like I said, everybody's really asking about what happened with the rest of it. They're continuing on to do business, and we'll talk a little bit about some of the stuff that's happened. The union, there was a group of people that wanted to put a union together. And we'll have to talk about what happened with that. There were some allegations that there was some union busting happening by the current leadership. That's been shot down. There's receipts that says that did not happen. That's not what the situation is. So there's no grounds and no footing there. And so they're, for them to be standing on business and getting down that way and then deciding on, let's concentrate on moving forward. I mean, that's our style right there.
Man, all the way. All the
That's
way.
our style.
And it's not the same for everybody, unfortunately, but that's definitely our style. You know what I mean? We want to see Black organizations and institutions survive, whether it's with us or not. And the same goes for the union. We definitely will love and looking forward to possibly being a part of that and helping push that line forward, because we're all about the arts. We're artists, but definitely excited. And I want to kind of round back around to what you're saying about the youth situation.
Mm-hmm.
If you haven't checked out the website, definitely check out the Union for Contemporary Arts, u-ca.org. I'm looking at their youth programs, and it's something that's jumping out to me. A huge part of this whole conversation, even going back to controversy about some installations in the front window and just the community not really feeling like a part or invited into the union, or the union was even speaking to them. But as I look at the programming, that it can't be farther from the truth. Again, every program has under it says created to serve families in North Omaha. Priority enrollment is given to youth attending one of our partner schools or agencies. So again, there is some intentionality in making this for the community, and that hasn't been happening. And representation is my word of the day. This season is ballot or the bullet, and I want to tweak that a little bit. I'm saying ballot and the bullet, because we've been spending this this episode talking about the ballot and of course what Senator McKinney is doing and what's happening in municipal races. But I'm bringing the question to you all: what is your bullet? How will you fight in this whole thing? Again, it's not upon everybody to go and go to the polls. Hopefully everybody does go to the polls, but there are other ways to voice the issues. There are other ways to inspire people. There are other ways to push the line forward, and art is one of the best ways to do that. So again, having an institution like the Union for Contemporary Art that allows people to check out cameras, that allows people to come in and have canvases that aren't cheap, that they can paint on, have access to materials that they can then express themselves in a constructive way, that's invaluable.
Big time.
Especially in today's age with so much going on in the community.
Big time. There's more to the story, of course, when it comes to what happened with the workers that got let go, the workers that walked off, the workers that decided to resign. There's not going to be a whole lot said there, because again, this is you don't really speak too much on firings and quittings of your company. But you focus on what you need to do. You're restructuring, you're hiring, you're bringing folks back, you're bringing programs back for the community, and the most important thing, entrenching yourselves within the community that you're sitting. And I think that's really going to be what their intentions are. The union has been this was the organization they were trying to form that was battling against the decisions that were being made by Miss Green. And they had their points where, give us some explanation on why things have to be like they are, why there was the layoffs and so on and so forth. First of all, anybody knows anything about executive directorship, when a new ED comes in, there's going to be some restructuring. This is not uncommon of a thing. You go in, you try to see what is going on, what the efficiencies are, what the inefficiencies are. You go in and you talk to all the employees. You get a sense of the jobs. You also talk to employees, or the employees have the opportunity to either accept the leadership or not, which apparently it feels like a lot of folks did not want to accept her leadership, which says a lot in the first place. She came on our show recently. You can watch her previous interview where she said, she's been all around the world, worked all around the country, and ain't nothing like what the basically ain't nothing like the racism of Nebraska.
Mm.
Not seen nothing like it. And we all know that from our community, all knows that sometimes, especially Black women, are always getting this you don't know enough, you can't lead, and unfortunately, that's what she was really feeling that way, and I can see why. So, so
Hmm.
basically, the new information on this situation is that there's some receipts now. Some things have come back saying there's no lawsuit, there's no suit, they have no grounds. They don't even have grounds to be a union. If they're not a union, then there was no union busting. And from the things that I've been able to look into and some of the research that I've done and some of the conversations I've had, things were done by the book. Things were done by the book. All of the lawyers, all of the people involved are seeing that, saying that, and unfortunately, that organization doesn't have any legs to stand on now at this point. What do you do when all that kind of stuff happens? Well, a very professional organization is not going to come out and be petty and go back and forth about it. They're just going to talk about what we're going to do to move on, and that's
Man.
all I've been getting out of the current leadership here is what we're doing next, how we're going to keep the ball rolling here and open it up to everybody that it needs to, make it welcoming to come into the place, and so on and so forth. Kind of I feel that this is something that one of the things that like First Sky Omaha can help do, because it's right up our alley, and it's on the deuce. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
We're here, and this is what's going to happen. And I feel like my feelings on the whole matter is everybody knows, like, I've been friends with the previous leadership, the founder, the person that put this together. We're friends, and she put a thing together that is awesome. I can't even. The more I learn about the programs and the things that's happening over there, I'm just like, this woman was a genius.
Shout out to Brigitte.
She is a genius, bro. Like, what she put together is incredible. It's on a level that is not even something that we see in bigger cities sometimes. It's incredible. It's incredible. The resource, and for her to put it in North Omaha, for her to say, hey, let's do this right here on the corner.
On the deuce,
bro. Incredible. It's an incredible situation. It takes a lot to maintain it, to continue it. You have to have professionals in there to do that. Professionals were hired. There's people that are the leadership that is in there now, the board that's in there now. They're on a mission. They're on a mission to continue this, but the mission has to translate even more so with what I'm sure Brigitte wanted in the first place, was just to entrench just in the Black community, make sure the Black community feels like they want to come through. We have a leader over there at the Union for Contemporary Art in Lakeisha Green that is equipped to do that. And I'm talking about not just because she's from the culture, but because she has the education, the experience, because she has the business acumen, because she is professional. The thing everybody has rocky starts and hiccups, but from my understanding, I feel like there's the team over there now, the team that's being built is one that's going to do double duty, not just continue to support this resource and make this resource stay here, but also entrenching in the Black community, really entrenching in the community surrounding and the community in which it sits, being a real part of this Omaha history of 24th and Lake Street area, the Deuce and a quarter. Really entrenching it there. The people still talk about that building. They say the Blue Line sometime, because that's how entrenched it was in the community. The union could do that now in a big way. So, first of all, once again, shout out to Denise Chapman. Her work, I've actually got to work with her on some stuff before. She's amazing. Everybody knows this. We don't know what happened before, but we do know that she's in there now. And all we can do really is just kind of support what's going on and moving forward. Just really be a part of this. Be a part of the support. Be a part of the support. I personally want to reach out to organizations that we're partnering with and being like, listen, it's time now for us to kind of be over there at the union and utilizing this space.
Man,
When you think about what's happening at the corner, I know we talk a lot about Love's Jazz. I call them Love's Jazz. Noma has programs where they're teaching kids instruments on that corner. Katie Rain Productions is in an office across the street. She's got young models walking up and down the street. She's a modeling agency. The building that we talking about right now, Union for Contemporary Art, Miss Celeste Butler, everybody that's in there doing something, you don't even know. When I went in there the other day, brother Sharif Lawararu's son was in there doing screen printing some T-shirts. I mean, the community, the potential for the community to be there is awesome. Idle Vital's right next door.
Man,
Dollhouse is right down the street.
North End Teleservices popping up across the street.
Fabric Lab across the street. Stable Gray across the street.
Empowerment Network on that corner.
This could be like a EGOT training corner for young black folks coming out of Omaha, Nebraska, winning Emmys and Oscars and Tonys. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and Grammys. Don't forget Grammys.
And Grammys. Because there's a music studio upstairs at the Union for Contemporary Art. Shout out to Kethro, who's putting something together, who's a fellow there right now, putting something together. We're going to be talking about this. So I appreciate everybody that wants to jump in. Black Dynamite has got a very good comment. Do you think, in part because this black community doesn't know about a lot of the art, in the sense that they think that all art is extremely expensive and you can't start a collection, but also not realizing that there are other forms of art other than painting? Bro, this is the reason why Brigitte made this place, to make us understand how accessible it all is, that we can be a part of this, that we can do this. This is what I'm saying. This is a perfect comment. You're reflecting a lot of what we feel about art in the first place. Mm-hmm. And to have a place on the Deuce that tells you that, no, you can be a part of this whole scene as well is, I mean, you know how important that's got to be.
Right. I also want to acknowledge Brother Malik Rogers in the chat. He says, asking, was arts a part of any candidate platform? He says, hence why we need more of our own and frequent media to showcase these things that are deemed important to North Omaha. Was arts part of any candidate platform? And I did want to say, yeah, there was specifically shout out to Brother Maurice Jones, who had the great idea of a night mayor. Like that jumped out off the video to me, as far as like, again, from a municipal government perspective, supporting not only nightlife, but just the arts entertainment industry. Word. Yes, we need support for that. And yes, there are some candidates who recognize. Also, Tim Carter was another candidate who has some great words to say about arts and entertainment, and not just the economic aspects of it, you know, as far as creating an industry and an economy, but also the health aspects. How, again, seeing representation, being able to express yourself in art lends itself to mental health, lends itself to, you know, all the other health benefits that comes from self-expression in art. You know, man, there's been studies of people with Alzheimer's seeing art and helping them remember things. And like, there's a lot that comes out of art other than just looking at a picture on a wall or making a song. There's a lot of benefits that come from that. And there are some candidates who understand that. So there's a lot of opportunity, man, not just the union, but just the Deuce in general, like to really bring some things to North Omaha, to really push things forward and to really support what really matters, man.
Big time.
Big shout out to that sister, man. Definitely check that out. Beautiful art you see on the walls, black faces, black people.
Look at this trio right here. Powerhouse.
Man, sisters. And again, I can't like lean into enough the importance of, and especially in a place like Nebraska, which reminds us all the time, you know, it's not for everybody. you know the dog whistles, you know when they try to shut down $1 million a year for families and services, like we know where we are. So to have a place that where we can see ourselves artistically, where we can see ourselves beautifully, where we can see ourselves represented, is you can't get enough.
You can't get enough, man. Celeste Butler's reminded me to shout out Culture House. We didn't even get down the block yet. We went down the block, and Culture House is one of the most important culturally significant situations there that reaches out to everybody in the community, especially the young folks, to do some stuff. Legendary stuff been going on there. I can't wait till they come out with a little documentary or something about all the stuff they've been doing at Culture House, bro. Culture House has been the hub of Freedom Summer. It's been the place where the international art battles are happening. It's been the place where there's been all the fashion shows has been going. I mean, there's so much going on just at Culture House. It's crazy. And really, when you think about it, there's really no place like North Omaha, the Deuce, 24th Street that is prepared and ready to be training folks, man, to putting people on the international stage, not just training you, not just being able to learn there, but being able to have the situation. We have to be a part of that communication as well. If we're out here as a news group doing any kind of communication and talking about anything, we just like I gotta secede to Buddy, and we won't have to talk about sports because sports is really important to Nebraska, and even if I'm not into it, it's still so important to our community and in the world that puts us on the map out here. There's no way we can get away from talking about it. And it's the same thing, and even more so with the arts and this in the hub, the center of the hub. We've been talking about how the Deuce used to be,
man.
But what is the Deuce right now, and what can it be very shortly here, very very soon here? There's a lot. There's a lot.
Well, looking at my records, man, this started on the Deuce, man. This come from the Deuce.
Man. Come on,
this come from the Deuce, man. The Deuce has impacted the world. The Deuce has impacted the world, and we can do it again.
The world. That's what it is. That's what it is. Tony Johnson said, enhance Juneteenth and Native Omaha days to have a heavy focus on the arts. I was just talking to Lakeisha Green about this the other day. Native Omaha days happens. There wasn't a lot of activity over there. They're talking about having a lot of activity during Native Omaha days now, entrenching the Union for Contemporary Art in Native Omaha days as well. This is what I'm saying. We got an opportunity to do that. There's an opportunity. So there's a lot that's coming up, a lot that we need to be discussing and talking about. This has not just been the hub for art, but thanks to Culture House, it's also been the hub for active journalism is activism period. Getting people, they don't just get people involved in art, they get people involved in politics over there in big, big ways. And we can continue that all over the place, all over that area. So that's what's up. I haven't been this excited about what's going on in the Deuce in a while.
Man, not to mention also big shout out to our partners over at Heart Ministries, ran by a Black man. Shout out to Dominique Ron. Come on, man. Come on, man. Let's get busy, y'all. Let's get busy.
Yeah. Let's really get busy. Good morning, Precious McKesson in the chat. Really appreciate that conversation you had with Brother Kasim. We were just talking about that a little earlier in the show. Just to see some brothers getting busy with that. We got to put BAA in there. We got to put Assembly of the Saints in there. They're on 24th Street as well, doing the
Deuce.
Bro, the Deuces. I've never been more excited about the Deuce since I was a kid going to the showcase.
Man. Also, what's going on with Miss Chambers? The Ernie Chambers building, which is also another museum. Like I can't wait to see that vision come to fruition. But it's not too far off the Deuce either. It's right there off Ames.
Yeah. I got a really good opportunity. Don't forget IB Black Girl, a partner of ours that's on the Deuce now as well. Come on, bro.
Deuce is going off, man.
Hey, they used to say like every building was like a thing, back in the day. Back in the day, the Deuce had everything on the Deuce. Well, I've gone from last year feeling like the Deuce was like nonprofit alley a little bit, and now I'm feeling like it could be the hub. It could be the EGOT training hub, bro. There's so much that can happen right now. And I think we got some players in place. My thing is, I think we got some people in place right now that can enhance that, make that happen, and do the thing.
Man, so Tony Johnson, some great ideas. Can you help with that? Great ideas. Can you help?
He said, let's create a Deuce campaign with a theme for billboards, hoodies, commercial, everything, travel in other areas. And this is what you see. If we become a creative district like Benson is. Yeah, there's a lot of opportunities to do all that in a big way. We got to bring some more stuff there. We need more restaurants. We need more reasons for people to come down and retail. We need for-profit businesses to mix in with some of these nonprofit businesses. Boy, what's really going to look like when the teleservices building goes up and comes in? What's the traffic going to be like then? There's a lot of potential, man, and I'm really excited about it. That's why we're going over time right now. We apologize for that. We're going to go ahead and get up and get out of here. We appreciate you guys hanging with us just in our excitement about what's going on here. Again, we will have Miss Lakeisha Green and Denise Chapman on the channel. Excuse me, on the show next Friday on the 11th. We'll be talking to them directly and find out exactly what's been going on here with everything that's happening. And I'm sure there's going to be more news coming out about everything that's happening. It's kind of moving on a daily basis over there in a big way.
Yeah,
Like
man.
daily basis, there's some stuff happening. And we kind of declared, I don't really, and when it comes down to it, it's like we have a solution here. And the solution is let's figure out how we can entrench the Union for Contemporary Art back into the Black community and make it and enhance it and make it strong and be a part of that and be a part of the art soldier. I mean, we're art soldiers in the first place. Love supreme. This is what we're all about. What is your bullet? Like Buddy is saying, this is the ballad of the bullet. This ballad and the bullet. You got to be involved in these politics, but we also got to say, but what's your bullet? What's your means to fight? Art has been the only thing that's really been able to pierce anything, to get through.
Man, pierce the veil.
Art organizes people. There is no movement without the songs, the chants, the poems. Every important movement that's ever happened, every revolution that's ever happened has had a spokesperson. These are all artists. So you want to get down to the practical part of that? That's that. The abstract, the feeding of the soul and the mind, which is also super important, only comes from artistic expression as well. This is just as important as any of this is the reason why Culture House was the hub for the protest, but was also called the Culture House.
The House of Culture.
As you were in the room freestyling on the mic and somebody was in the other room painting, people were putting placards together for the march. All in the same house. So here we are. Gonna go ahead and get up out of here, man. We'll leave it at that. We appreciate everybody that's jumped in for real. Everybody got some really good ideas. I'm seeing at the end here at the chat.
Tony Johnston, I see you. Says not media savvy, but I can put some money towards the efforts. Okay, hey, get in where you fit in, man. Everybody got a role to play.
That's what's up. Appreciate that very much, very much. RG says for profit business loading, be on the lookout for NOSWET teasing us.
No sweat. Okay.
He teasing us. No sweat. Let's do it. I'm with it. Appreciate everybody listening to us. Please give us your feedback. You can always hit us up at firstsky.omaha@gmail.com and give it to us directly, or you can hit our social media channels on Facebook. Friends of First Sky Omaha is the group page. You can hit us on Instagram. You can also definitely go check out all the candidates and more candidates coming on YouTube. Like and subscribe when you get over there. A lot of the stuff that we're trying to do is going to be more video based and it's going to come out there. So please be on the lookout for that. And that's really all I got. Buddy, you got some message for the people there?
Yeah, man. Appreciate y'all for coming through and chatting with us this morning. Hopefully, we got your weekend started off on a good foot. If you don't have any plans for this weekend, check out Sister Lily's Stennis Vincent. Check out again Field of Lilies at the Union of Contemporary Art. Man, support. And in the meantime, between time, catch the same time, same place. As I mentioned earlier in the show, Monday will be our Senator Cipher. So I see you, Black Dynamite, asking for if you want 2 hours, come check us out on Monday. We got you. We got you.
Yeah.
In the meantime, between time, look out for the weekly wrap coming out later today. Also, again, we still have primaries, so if you want to still do your research General, excuse me. Thank you. If you want to do your research on the candidates, we still have those videos available. More videos coming. If you haven't already, please like, share, subscribe to our YouTube. And in the meantime, between time, Paul B.
Yo.
Take it away, man.
Right on, man. Pop says, thanks for a great week of shows. Have a great weekend, everybody. Appreciate you, Pops. Black Dynamite said that was that Nightmare was on an episode of CHI. That's funny. You want to be the Nightmare, Black Dynamite? Let's vote in some for us to have a nightmare and a day.
Yeah, come on.
Great idea. It's a great idea.
Get down.
Marion Williams says, thanks for Sky. I'm not always participating, but I'm usually listening in.
Hey.
Appreciate you. We still consider you a chat chimer. We appreciate you very much. And you also post in Friends of First Sky Omaha and gives us some fuel to things to talk about. So I appreciate that very much.
Contributor.
Yep. Heather Williams says, thanks. Have a great weekend. Thank you very much. Thanks for all your participation and all that you guys do and all the ways you support. Thanks to the members as well, the $10 people, $25 people, $50 people. Got to thank everybody that's coming through and trying to help us support, putting your money where your mouth is, helping us support this thing and keep it going and grow it, which is what's happening, man. We're really trying to grow our news desk out. We got some good prospects for that coming. And we're really excited about expanding what we need to expand and helping be the communications and the communications, for the community in a big way, and that's what we're here to do and here to try to really make happen. And all of you, man, all of you who we consider our citizen journalists, our colleagues, our co-hosts, we got to build an army of citizen journalists to really keep track of everything that's happening, and we really appreciate everybody that's been doing that. So shout out to everybody that has. Look for Content Creators Camp coming up this summer.
Hey,
Look for Chad Chimers Kickback coming up this summer. Look for stuff for us to do stuff with Native Omaha Days coming up this summer. Summer gonna be hot,
man, going down. Native
Going
Omaha
down.
Days. I'm excited. Yeah, you're gonna be seeing me. You're gonna be seeing me.
Yeah, you coming through. You coming through.
Yeah,
That's what's up. Coming through there though. That's what's really going down.
Hey. Holla
That's
at me.
what's really happening, man. All right, we'll see you guys later. Have a good weekend. If there's anything fun happening, anything good happening, anything you think we need to check out over the weekend, please put it in Friends of First Sky Omaha. We'll still monitor that, and never know, might pop out. That's what it is. In the meantime, between time, take care of yourselves. Have a good one. Peace. Wait a minute. What am I doing? Oh.
By the way, Van Gogh. This is protected by the Red